Hey guys, today we are going to be talking about working with variables and expressions. This will be lesson 1-1. You'll have a 1-1 worksheet with this as well, so be prepared for that. A few vocab terms we're going to go over right away is variables. Variables are symbols used to represent an unspecified number or value. A letter may be used as a variable. So some examples of variables that we would have would be something like x, y, n, q, basically any letter. An algebraic expression is one or more numbers and variables along with one or more arithmetic operations. So that means if we had like a number like 4 and we had a variable like r, 4r, that would be an algebraic expression. Or if we had 5 plus x or n minus 2. Those are all versions of algebraic expressions. And factors are quantities that can be multiplied. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about words that hint at what operation we're going to mean. So some words that mean addition would be like add, sum, and. So a lot of people will see and. If I say like Billy and Tommy have $5, that means Billy and Tommy, if you added them together, whatever money they have would be $5. And the same thing goes with combined. Okay, for subtraction, we would have difference or take away. Minus would be in there. Or subtract, obviously. Product for multiplication. So some multiplication would be product. That's a big one. Besides that, you'd have times. And then of would be one. 7 sets of 4. A 2x4 for length, that's multiplying. Division, not too many of these. We usually just say quotient or divided by. Okay, and we use these words, these hidden words, because they'll tell us to write something, and we are going to use these hidden words now to figure out what they mean. Now, there are two little hidden ones that you need to know, and that is more than. It goes with addition. And when you see more than, it means to flip it. So if I say 8 more than x, I'm going to write that as x plus 8. Or if I see 10 more than r, I'm going to write that as r plus 10 because we're taking r and we're giving it 10 more. So we're adding 10 to it. And the same goes with subtraction, which would be less than. So if I see like 9 less than x, I would write that as x minus 9. So the big ones to remember, if you see less than or more than, you have to put it at the end like we did here. See how 10 goes after the r, 8 goes after the x, 9 goes after the x. Okay, so let's see a few examples of those. Like right here, example, 8 plus n. 8 more than a number. So that shouldn't be like this, more than a number. You should have n more than a number, means we're going to throw this at the end. So n plus 8. So a few other ones. 5 less than a number. Remember, less than goes at the end. So we're going to write it as n minus 5. And that does matter. You will get problems wrong if you don't do it that way. 1/3 of 17. Remember we said of was multiplying. So 1/3 times 17. Quotient of 16 and p. 16 divided by p. 24 less than 3 times a number. So right here, less than. So we're going to put this 24 all the way at the end. So 3 times a number, 3x, minus 24. Another one would be the sum of j and 25. So this would just be j plus 25. Okay, so those are all examples of what they would look like and what we're doing with them. Now, if we continue through 1-1, we talk about an expression with powers. A power is like an exponent, and we read it to x to the nth power. So the variable x is called the base. The base is the number. So like, here's an example. If I do 5 to the 10th power, 5 is my base. 10 is my exponent. Okay, so how we read these would be like this table right here kind of tells us 3 to the first power means just 3. 3 to the second power is 3 times 3, so we have 2 3s. 3 to the third power means we have 3 3s. 3 to the fourth power, 4 3s, and so on. 2b to the 6th, 2 times b to the 6th power. So 2 times b, and we have that 6 times. Okay, and that goes with any of them. The only way you'd have 6 2s in this one is if it was 2 to the 6th, b to the 6th. But with exponents, if it's not right next to whatever it goes with, like right here, see how it's just next to the 2, or sorry, not next to the b, not right next to the 6. So since it's right next to the b, the 6 only goes for this. It does not go to the 2. Okay, so some other ones we're going to try to do is when completing this on your own, the product of 7 and m to the 5th power. So remember we talked about 7 times m is the product, and that is to the 5th power. It only goes to the m because the m is to the 5th power. The difference of 4 and x squared. So the difference of 4, difference means subtract, and x squared. Okay, so like solving these now, 2 to the 6th power, we have 6 2s. And we're going to multiply all these. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32, times 2 is 64. Now this one, we can't simplify it all, so that one is done. We don't have to worry about that one. 4 to the third, so 4 times 4 times 4 would be 16 times 4, which is going to give us 64. Okay. And that is it for today's lesson on 1-1. Hopefully that makes sense. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to write them down, bring them prepared for class, and then we'll go over them, and then you'll have work time on the assignment. Thanks, guys.